Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're live. Okay.
All right.
All righty. I'm just going to pull you guys up on my phone so I can see any comments. There we are. Beautiful to be here with you all. All righty. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Okay.
Welcome.
I'm just going to turn us onto gallery view so we can see both of us. Alrighty, as you're joining, please say hi. Let us know where in the world you're joining us from. Don't be shy. We're talking today about a really, really potent topic. But before we delve into that, I actually wanted to take us through a little breath exercise to drop us into the body, because this is where we're going today. So I invite you just to take in a big, deep breath and put your feet flat on the floor. And we're going to take 3 big, beautiful cleansing breaths. And I invite you to breathe into your vagina, breathing all the way down into the yoni, and really beginning to connect that channel between the throat, the heart, and the vagina. So let's take 3 breaths. And again, breathing in. And out. And one more time, all the way down. And out with a big sigh. Feeling your feet on the floor, just dropping into your body. Maybe for the first time today, maybe not. And meeting yourself exactly where you are. Coming back to the space. Hello. Welcome.
Oh, how beautiful. Thank you for that.
My pleasure. Welcome to day 2 of the Creatrix voice. We're super excited to be here with you for this beautiful transmission. And today we are exploring a really powerful topic. As I speak, I'm having some throat chakra stuff come up. So I'm going to hand that over to you, Anik.
Okay.
You want to introduce today?
Sure. Cough away. So today we'd love to pursue the Creatrix voice, unleash your sovereign expression, 3 days activation with day 2, with the link pretty much with the voice and your vagina. In between, there's a heart, of course. We invite you to comment, engage. You can actually win a very special prize that at the end of the challenge and the activation. And so we invite you to invite also your sisters, soul sisters, women who are on a soul purpose, on a mission on this planet Earth, in leadership, coming here with a powerful message. And a big booming heart. So we invite you to share, engage, comment. If you watch on replay, #replay. If you have any questions, please ask. And if you have any piece of wisdom that, things that you resonate with, Tash and myself, Anik Patri, you resonate with something, please share. Dare to practice to speak your truth, because it's an ongoing practice. And so today we want to continue to speak, express about what it means to speak your truth, to be a creatrix voice in the world. And the link with your physicality, with your throat, your voice chakra, and your sacral chakra, your sexuality, your energy, your creative energy. Basically, your sexuality is your creative energy. And so we have a couple of analogies, a couple of metaphors and stories that happens in Tash's life and in my personal life. And would you like me to start with one story, Tash, or are you ready to go?
You go for it.
Okay, cool. So I guess one of the story I'd love to share with you, beautiful humans here, is that as a little girl, I was really cute. I was really pretty. I was very talented. I was really shy and very insecure. I didn't have much space to be myself, and my gift of being really psychic, in fact, medium. I could see spirits. I was very connected to the invisible world, and I was extremely sensitive and super shy. And I had a speech impediment, quite a pronounced one. I had a big speech impediment. I was really shy, and I didn't like to take too much space. Well, I've been told not to take too much space, to be pretty, to smile, and not to make too much noise. And I was quite, I also had like a lot of fire in my system. And I was very creative and very playful. And like any kids, you know, I wanted to be seen and heard and felt and unconditionally loved, like all of us. Anywho, I think I was six or 7 years old, primary school, first grade. I was invited to, I was not invited. I had to, back in the days, to speak in front of the class, to do a presentation in front of the classroom, 30 kids there. And I was terrified, so scared. I was frozen in my body. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to go. I was shaking inside. I was super nervous because I was so scared of being made wrong or ridiculed, humiliated, all the big fears. And so my body made me defecate. Shit in my pants, literally. Because the body is very smart. The body will give you signs and tell you where you're at, whether you're in fear, whether you're in flow, wherever you are, your body will tell you. So I actually defecated in my white stocking. And I'm Canadian, French Canadian. It was the middle of winter time, was minus 30 degrees, it was freezing cold. And I was living across the road from the school, like very, very close by. So I burst into tears and I ran home. I had a nanny at home, and she put me in the bath with my, take off my white stocking and my pink dress. I remember clearly the dress, the pink dress and the white stocking. She put me in the bath, and I cried and cried and cried and cried. And I said to my nanny, I said, listen, I will never, 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 never speak in front of a group ever again.
That's a vow.
And that's a vow. And
that's
now,
a vow.
I mean, I did a TEDx talk. I mean, I've been speaking in front of rooms with thousands of people. I'm now, I do inspirational talks and I love them. I'm on videos in front of, thousands of people in French and English. And, I mean, I'm nervous at times, but most of the time right now I'm in my flow and I'm having a ball sharing a story with you,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I broke my vow.
But you overcame it. And the speech impediment as well. I think that's so fascinating, over like really coming face to face with that. And how did you overcome that speech impediment?
Okay, it's all about me now. The speech impediment, well, another story for you, beautiful humans. Is there anyone with us this morning? Yeah, there is.
Say hi.
Say hello, say what you resonate. You might resonate with some pieces here. Well, I had a speech impediment for quite some times, and I had the big dreams, the big desire that emerged for me in my early 20s, I think. Is I wanted to have a radio show. I had the dream of having a radio show. I was listening to a lot of radios back in the days, and I was following a man in Canada, a French Canadian man. He was a dinosaur in the industry, and he was talking on radio. He had a spiritual show in a national radio, not a commercial radio, but not an alternative either. CBC Canada, like it's massive, it's national, it's a big radio. And that was my dream, to work with him and to have a radio show and to work at CBC. And it was just a desire, a dream. And I was listening to him in the background, hidden, because, I was not supported in my, like I thought I was a bit weird. But anyway, I was listening to him and listening to a lot of radio show and learning that way. I've always been a bit of a nerd, learning that way. And I had this speech impediment. I thought my dream was impossible. But my passion, my sex drive, my heart's desire and my passion was so strong
Yeah.
I so wanted it that I actually transmuted my fears and I healed to a degree my speech impediment. And I got a job at CBC working with Jacques Languirin, his name is.
Working with the dinosaur in the industry.
Working with the men and learning a lot from him. He had a big personality, was big giant man with a big white beard, like a Father Christmas with a and like but anyways, I manifested it.
Yeah.
Was my desires, my passion. I wanted it so much. So that helped me to I did a bit of energy healing, and I did lots of courses, and I picked the phone and I called the bloody radio station and I said, hey, I want a job with you, because I like, well, what have I got to lose? I mean, I can only take a crack and see what happens.
Isn't that a beautiful mentality to have? What have I got to lose, right? Yeah. I love that. And what I love so much about that, Anik, is like, you talk a lot about the importance of your heart's desire and how it needs to be bigger than your fear, right? Bigger than your so-called programming or your conditioning. And as long as it's like, if you truly tapped into what it is that your heart truly desires at that heart level and coming from that powerful sacral furnace, right? Like we can look at the heart, the voice, and then the sacral. The way that I see the sacral is it's like the fire, the furnace that drives your heart's desire, right? It's like it gives it energy. It's the upward rising of passion, of sexuality, of joy, of anger as well. Like all of these emotions are upward rising emotions that move up through the body.
Yeah.
And when we're really tapped into that and allowing the expression of that, we are incredibly magnetic. Yes. We're incredibly charismatic, and we can manifest very powerfully. It is the energy of manifestation, right? Of creation.
Yeah, that's very beautifully expressed. Yeah.
And so we're talking the voice and the vagina today. And I know Anik put up a big V. I know Anik put up a photo, an image, a graphic, a drawing of the similarities between the larynx, the windpipe, and the vagina, and they look almost the uterus. Yes, yeah, with the vaginal canal and the fallopian tubes, and it looks incredibly similar. Similar. So do you want to share a little bit about your experience and about your embodied knowledge and understanding around that, Anik, and how it connects to the voice and the power of self and sovereign expression?
Yeah. We'd love to hear your stories as well. But I mean, what I can share is what I'd love to share with you, ladies. It's okay. If you're not speaking your truth in one area of your life, it would replicate in other areas of your life. Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, here, Tasha and I, we're all about soul purpose, about mission, about having a powerful message. We're all about like the conscious and feminine leadership. In this Creatrix vortex, we touch onto, the foundation of our work is self-leadership, which includes self-care, very, very high in our priority. And the pillar number 2 is your creativity, which is all, your sexual energy, your expression and your self-expression. And number 3 is your intuition, tuning into, invisible and, using your intuition rather than using your mind. So the link with speaking your truth through vagina and voice is like, if you hold back, for instance, if you are, a bit fearful of asking for the type of clients you want to magnetize, you want to work, you really desire to work with, the price, the value of the transformation that you're offering, and pricing it in a with a prize that feels good in your body, that feels good in your vagina, that sits, that lands well in your, in your nervous system, and that feels, relevant to the quality and the value of the transformation that you're providing, that you're offering to your clients. But there's a part of you that might be a bit frozen inside, that's still maybe sitting in traumas or in conditioning, in fears, or there's the limiting beliefs that's been taking a lot of space within your body, and it's holding you back to express that. That might be also linked to, when you're in the bedroom in intimacy with your beloved, with a lover, and asking for, the sort of touches that you desire, how you want to be touched, how you want to be held by the divine masculine, how you want to, how you can attain orgasm. Is that orally? Is that manually? Is that penetration? And there is a link in terms of asking for what you truly desire. And it means also like know the self, know who you are, and know what you love. And it's a whole unleashing, unfolding, it's ongoing work in developing yourself as a powerful human being, as a powerful woman, with a voice. But I just wanted to make the parallel here in terms of it comes down to know who you are and know what you desire, and then taking the step of daring to articulate and communicate that, which is the next step after that, and sometimes you need to do a little bit of energetic work, which Tash and I really love doing. I do voice tapping, powerful work. Tash doing RTT process is amazing. We both have, a lot of experiences in and a lot of tools under our belt.
Alchemy,
with alchemizing and some energy work around that. But that's what I have to share. I'll give you the talking stick. Anything
I've got my talking incense stick from yesterday.
Anything that resonate, Tash, or anyone here watching at the moment, anything that does it trigger something in you or inspire something within you?
Well, it truly, for me, it inspires. I think when I'm really like in my body and in my sensuality and in my desire, whether that's a sexual desire or a heart's desire or an erotic desire, like whatever it is, like when I'm really feeling the sensations in my body, in my loins, in my yoni, then it's like it comes alive for me in such a way, right? Like it lands. I'm fully landed inside of my system, inside of my body. I'm fully embodied in that moment. And I have a tendency, like I've done a lot of work over the years to be comfortable in that space, because, someone who can tend to be quite cerebral, it's very comfortable for me to be in my head, and like coming into the body and learning to be safe in the body and learning to be fully expressed in the body has been a journey around surrendering control, right? So for me, like that sexuality piece is my edge for me at the moment, personally. Like that's really where my edge lies right now, around intimacy and communication of intimacy, and the parallels there, like the parallel between the vagina and the voice and the heart, the connection cannot be underestimated. When I'm feeling fully turned on, it's turn on, and when I'm in a state of turn on, whether that's erotic or pure sensual turn on, it's like life is alive for me. I am alive. It's my full creatrix experience. When you are in your creatrix, I feel she is in a state of turn on. She is turned on by life. She's turned on by her desires. She's turned on by what her heart is yearning for, right? And it is a somatic, it is in the soma of our body, of our system. It's not here. It's not a cerebral. And so I now know very tangibly the difference in sensation, how it feels when I'm creating from here or where I'm creating from my vagina, right? Like really when I'm creating from my sexuality or my sensuality.
Yeah.
And that's like a dance at the moment for me. Like I can dance between both places, you know, sometimes in the space of a minute. But the expression piece is huge.
Yeah, that's
It
beautiful.
really is. Yeah. I don't know if that lands. Does that land for you?
Yeah, 100%. And it does. Yeah, especially as spiritual women, you know, your consciousness keeps expanding, and it's kind of recognizing whether, you know, you're in consciousness or you're in mental ego, and the body, to, you know, the body is an instrument for sure. An instrument, and knowing in the body whether you're in the trauma or you are in an expensive spaces as well, you know, making decisions. That's a whole different topic, but yeah,
what I think for me comes back to, like, you know, passion, pleasure, purpose.
Yes,
You know?
exactly. Yeah, pleasure. Of course, the fire, the creative fire is your passion. How excited are you about sharing your work, your message? How excited are you? Are you passionate about it? Do you believe in it?
Does it turn you on?
Does it turn you on? You know, is that exciting for you? Does that bring a lot of joy? Is that pleasurable? I mean, if you're not ticking these boxes, it's gonna be, you're gonna have to, you know, put a lot of fuel in your motorbike to go
100%. I mean, I know this very well, you know, when, like, all of last year, when I had a little baby, I had, you know, birthed my little one in February last year. And I had this mindset, this mentality that, like, I had to keep churning and burning in my business. You know, it was up to me. I couldn't ask for support. I didn't want to ask for support. I knew that I could do it. I'm a strong woman. I'm a capable woman. And I had a mentor at the time, and she said to me, she said, you know, you have this like mechanical nature about your business. It's like, it just doesn't feel like it has any soul. Like, it's just like this train that just keeps on going. And what are you doing? And it was that, when, you know, a great mentor to actually pull you up and, you know, hold you to face your stuff, right? That I realized that I was just beyond exhausted. And if I stopped, I would collapse for 6 months. And that's what happened. Do you know? I stopped and I collapsed, actually more for like 8, 9 months. Like, I did the very, very bare minimum to keep my business going, because I had to heal and I had to, you know, come back into that state of being turned on again by what I was doing, and not just churning things out for the sake of it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a real dance that I'm very familiar with personally, you know, between, like, am I really excited about this? Do I really feel that in my heart, what I'm talking about? Or am I just saying that because I feel like I should say it, you know? Now, after a year of like really powerful nervous system healing and rest, you know, healing from burnout and my adrenal overload, I'm able now to tap into the sensuality of what it is that I desire to do and how that feels, and express it from there.
Oh, wow. What a beautiful share. I mean, that's very vulnerable.
Yeah, it's been big.
It's big. Thank you for being transparent and visible about this, because it's very intimate and personal, and it's a big thing to overcome. I mean, about your courage here, Tash, but it inspires me to add to the big V, you know, like, if you have your legs open, you're receiving. Feminine is all about receiving. The vagina receives, receive, and the voice, somehow we express, we give, but we also receive. It's a V. like the V, receiving in the V. But what your story inspires me about the V that I'd like to incorporate in the voice and the vagina through your self-expression, speaking your truth more and more, daring to ask for what you truly, your heart's truly, truly desire. Learning to communicate what you want and what you don't want, saying your yeses and your true no's. Based on your beautiful divine guidance, your intuition, is the V of vulnerability.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of shame and fears in asking for the support. You mentioned, Tash, about asking, not daring asking for support. And like Tash and I collaborating together is a new collaboration to, like there's a practice in asking, okay, well, you do this, I do that. You've got that strength, I've got that strength, but I would need a bit of support there. And, like learning to ask and being vulnerable. And if you are going to be visible, another beautiful V, vagina, visible, they all linked. Open, visible, voice, vagina, vulnerability. Is this practice that we don't need to be bloody perfect to be visible,
or even to be in a position of leadership.
Yeah, to be in a position of leadership, but we certainly need to become friends with our vulnerability.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree.
To go first and to dare to make mistakes and dare to share about ourselves. Because if we come as this, that was my thing, like I was so scared of being made wrong because that was the point in my lineage and my family, like whether you were successful or whether you were failure, you were wrong. And either way, you were not winning.
Yeah.
You were not winning either way. So I became this kind of like you were talking a lot about head, I was really much stuck up there, disconnected from my sexuality because I was made, I was ashamed of that. I was too sexual and too loud or too this or too that. So then that disconnection of all bits of the vagina, of the voice, of the heart, disconnected completely from the body. And so what I learned over the years through life experiences, through illness, through mentoring, through trial and errors, is to soften, is to really soften and to let go of, highly perfectionist, like, robot, like disconnected. And then people can't connect with you. You're not connected to yourself. If you're not connected to your vagina, to your voice, to your heart, to your physicality, to your sexy body, people can't connect with you either. You go first. You connect with that first. And so vulnerability is a very, very, very big piece.
Yes.
In speaking truth, in expressing your desires, in asking for what you want.
And in sharing yourself with the world.
Exactly.
I talk about this a lot in my publishing projects with my authors. The power to it's like that story that you're terrified of sharing. That's the one that you need to share, right? Because we release the charge when we share it, but it's terrifying, the process of sharing, when we're coming up against all of the fears around being seen and, being vulnerable. Hi, Jen. Great to see you here.
Hello,
beautiful.
Jen. Oh, yeah, Jen from Melbourne.
Yeah,
hello.
Beautiful. Yeah, so the vulnerability piece is huge, and as well the softening, the opening, the analogy that's come through for me recently is like being in full bloom, like the beautiful flower, like it's fully open, completely open and vulnerable at the same time, in full bloom. That's the beautiful, the metaphor that I've been working with personally for the last few days. And that's very connected, I think, here. Think of the vagina, it's a flower. It's like it opens, right? And it contracts and it opens and it contracts. And the same with the heart. does the same thing.
Yeah, how beautiful. I love that link. Yeah, even the shape inside the flower is like a bit of a shape of a vagina. I mean, the shape is similar. That's beautiful. What a beautiful metaphor. Yeah. There we are, that flower, and we're not eternal. I mean, this body is not eternal, so we may as well give it a good go. Give it a good go and come into full blossoming and share our voice, because our voice matters. Your voice matters. You and pleasuring yourself, allowing pleasure is just so important, you know. So it makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I give you an example of my personal life. For the last 5 years, I made the commitment to myself, the promise, the vow. I vowed to myself I promised to myself to go for a massage every single week, 2 hours massage. And I stick to my promise and I give that to myself.
Yeah.
And I love it. So tonight, Tuesday night, I'm going for my massage, and it's a ritual. It's my time. It's delicious. It's pleasurable. Sometimes it's painful. It releases the tension. It's brilliant. And it's a non-negotiable with myself. So what is your non-negotiable that brings pleasure to you, that helps you to, you know, makes you feel good and, you know, stay connected to your heart's desire, to your beautiful body, to your desires? What is yours?
I think you raise let us know in the comments. What are your non-negotiables? But I think you raise a really great point, Anik, because as women who hold typically a lot of space for other people, you know, whether you have a lot of clients that you serve, whether you have children or a partner or family members or friends, maybe you're that person that always holds space for your friends to process their stuff. If you're doing that on multiple levels in your life, which the majority of women in this group would be doing, I imagine, who's holding space for you?
Yeah.
Who holds space for you, right? Who do you vulnerably allow into your energy, into your sacred space, to hold space for you to process your work, to come up against your edges and support you to move beyond them? And a really big piece of this is what we're super excited about for our retreat happening in November. You know, we're working with very high-level leaders, women in positions of leadership, women in business, women with a big mission, a big goal to shift the consciousness of the planet through their soul's work
as well.
And a big heart. And, you know, this is a space that we're creating for them to have this space held for them, you know, to really come into this next level of their soul's work through the creative arts, through self-expression, through dance, through play, through pleasure, through joy, so that you can take your work to the next level. You know, like it's been a big, big few years. You know, I don't know about you, Anik, but yeah, it's been such a big few years. It's so important to stop, have some time out, come back to what's important, like clear the mind, clear the body, clear the vessel, so that you can take your work into the next level that's truly it's calling to be taken into, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a big playground for Creatrix. Lots of play. The energy of play, and the importance of being seen by your soul sisters, you know, really truly be seen in your vulnerability and in your power. In your, you know, in the sides of you that are a bit messy, and it's messy to become a sacred leadership is messy, but a big playground, a safe space for you to be held, to be seen, to be felt, to be connected by the fireplace in that little chapel in the Blue Mountain. It's just the place is just so delicious, and the rooms are so yummy, and you got to be there if you're cold. Sacred Creatrix, November 4 till 7 weekend, 3 nights, luxurious, beautiful. Can't wait to play with you. And on that note, I think we're gonna close the shop today.
Our time is done. Thank you for being here. Of course, if you're watching the replay, please comment as if you're here live. Anik will be in tomorrow at 11 to take you through a very powerful voice tapping process. Obviously, voice tapping is a modality, Anik, that you channeled yourself. You've trademarked it. Definitely be there live, because then you'll really be able to be in flow with that process and get all of the juicy, powerful energy that's available.
Yeah, integrating what we've been discussing in the last
Yeah.
couple of days in this powerful activation transmission. So yeah, come, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. My work is fun, it's deep, yet fun.
Alrighty, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.
Thanks for watching. Lots of love.